Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about Gossip Girl and what couples should have been, what should have been the end game to me, and I know to a lot of people also. I recently watched Gossip Girl. It came out 2007 2012, and because of quarantine and corona, covid, blah blah blah, I ended up watching it. How many years later? Almost 8 7. How many years later I ended up watching it? But that's okay. It was worth it, to be honest, because I don't really go and watch stuff that's so old. I tend to watch stuff either 2019, 2018 to now, not so old, but I watched it anyway. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to be talking about today. If you haven't, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, honey, because we're getting lit in this video. Okay, I have a lot of videos coming for y'all December and January 2021. So let's get right on into the video. So as we're starting, I just want to say spoiler alert. I'm going to be spoiling it, so people who haven't seen what happened or what became of whoever, please, or you do not know who Gossip Girl is, please exit the video. I hate people to spoil stuff for me, and I hate to spoil it for you. If you don't care, to be honest, you can't stay. Let me tell you, you can't stay. But just to put it out there. So I'm a little notes about, because I want to make sure I touch everything. I don't want to leave out nothing, because let me tell y'all, so the first couple I'm going to be doing, firstly, I hate how the movie ended. It ended rushed. You could have seen that it was rushed, like the series, so you could have seen that it was rushed. Like, it's like they wanted to finish, they had to finish, and they just put a whole lot of things together. Like, you could have seen it, you could have seen it with your eyes. I know whoever watched it could have seen that it was actually rushed. Just to put it out there, I hate how it ended. I wish I stopped on like season 5 and not season 6, because maybe I'd have been happier. But anyway, so the first couple that should have been is Dan and Blay. Now a lot of people will disagree to me. I mean, shush, that's you, honey. But to me, Dan and Blay should have been the end game in Gossip Girl. And you would ask me why. So let's go back to Chuck and Blay's relationship. When Chuck and Blay relationship started in season 1 or season 2, one of them, when Chuck and Blay relationship started, you know, when he took a virginity to when they started to have drama, I loved it. Like, I was a Chuck and Blay fan. Like, I was like, I cannot wait for me to go and watch YouTube videos about Chuck and Blay. Like, I cannot wait. But like, when you while going on, you can see their relationship was so toxic. Like, toxic is an understatement. Like, the relationship was so toxic, full of like it was ridiculous. Like, I dead ass was like, why would you do that? Like, somebody in their good head would not do that to somebody. But oh well. So, like, you know, I was like, I'm not making sense, but I was a Chuck and Blay stain up till all of that toxic came. And you will see what toxic so much, like what they had that was so, y'all know what. First of all, let me tell you one reason I was a Chuck and Blay stain. And also, Chuck was like, he was aggressive. He was, I don't want to say aggressive, but he was aggressive. Look at how he was with Jenny. You know, he threw himself at her. It's like, you know, he was forcing himself at her. But with Blay, you can see when he was actually, he and her was actually in action, that he actually asked her, are you sure? You know, are you sure that's what you want to do? You know, he actually cared to ask her, are you sure? And she said yes. And then there you have it, that nigga. I said nigga. That man fell right in love with Blay from there. Going right, moving on. He like, you could have seen like he was afraid to love, and Blay literally took the best side out of Chuck, whereas Chuck took out the worst side out of Blay. Like, it's like Blay was good for Chuck, but Chuck wasn't good for Blay. Put it out there. So yes, so this is my reason. So let me say all the parts where, oh lord, sorry. So let me say all the parts where Chuck was mad toxic. Chuck sold freaking, let me say, when I was in like denial that Chuck and Blair shouldn't be together at all. When Chuck sold Blair for the hotel, like, if you're in your good mind, you're not going to sell your girlfriend for a hotel. That's making no sense. That's just showing like you love something way more than you love Blair. Like, seriously. Then after you sell her for a freaking hotel, she already was like in denial, like that's not going to work. You could have seen when she was crying and all that. And then after that, when he almost freaking cuffed her, you can see he wasn't aiming at Blair at all. But he's like, you're so mad. You sell her for a hotel. You expect her to move on with her life, get somebody who actually genuinely love her. You're so mad she got engaged that you're going to freaking punch the wall, the glass, which took her face. You can see she had the cut on her face. Like, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. And then when he's like, he couldn't wait, when he went up to the, where it was on top of the, I think the hotel, I think it was Empire, when he went on top of the hotel to wait for her, he didn't even wait. Like, at least make nighttime catch you. If you know you love her so much, let nighttime catch you, you know. He didn't. He went back to the hotel. After he go back to the hotel, he freaking took Jenny's virginity. Like, seriously. It's like, you so in what you call it, you so vexed, you're so mad, you're so disappointed that you're going to do that. Like, no, you're not doing that. So from there, I was in complete denial that Chuck and Blair can't work. And let me tell you, when it came more clear to me, when Dan and Blair started. When Dan and Blair started, y'all, that was beautiful. Like, they didn't like each other. Well, they didn't like each other for shit. Dan didn't like Blair, and Blair hated Dan with everything she had. She hated everything about Dan. Like, she didn't like him because he was from Brooklyn. To her, he was poor. You know, that's not what she accustomed to. She accustomed to the rich guys, Nate, Chuck, the guys with the money. Okay, that's what she's accustomed to, and Dan was not that. So like, their story was more, it was more real. Like, it's like Dan brought out the good out of Blair. He actually changed her. To me, it humbled her, and they could have been the end game. Like, it humbled her, it made her like, she would not even go to Brooklyn, and she did as went to Brooklyn for Dan. You know, she saw that when she go by Dan, she felt safe. When she didn't even freaking go by freaking Chuck to feel safe. Like, honey. So you know, when she went by Dan, she felt safe. She would always call Dan for anything when there was a problem. Dan would be the first person she go to. Like, Dan and Blair, that's my end game, and I don't care what nobody say. Again, when Dan brought her to Constance to put her tiara and take some pictures, and you know, feel Chuck would never do that. Okay, like, their relationship was everything. Like, it's like, what there are two different kind of love. There's the best love and the something else love. But I think Chuck was Blair's best love or hard love or whatever the love is, and I think Dan was supposed to be the love she actually go forward with, the love that she have. You know, she bring 4 children with. Like, that was that love to me. So you might say, okay, Dan ends up with Blair, who Chuck ends up with. Y'all, I think Chuck should have ended up with either, you remember the black girl, the dark skin girl. Chuck could have ended up with her, or Chuck could have ended up with, you remember the girl from Paris? Chuck could have ended up with her. To me, that one brought peace to him. It's like the way Dan changed Blair, that certain female was actually, you know, making Chuck do better, in my opinion. So I think Chuck would have ended up with either or. Now you will say, okay, if you might say, okay, if Dan ended up with Blair, who Serena ended up with? Serena could have ended up with her damn self. no cap. Serena, all Serena thought of was herself. She just is like, in the whole thing you could have seen that like she just running from one man to the other, to the other, to the other. The only time she actually settled was with Dan. She went with Nate. She barely stayed with Nate for that long, and the relationship went kaboom. Like everybody she went with is like, I just think she could have stayed by herself. It could have been like her character development could have been that she ends up with herself. She actually, you know, talking to Better and Blair, you know what, I think that I should stop. I think that I should stop, take time for myself, take a year off of these meals and all that kind of stuff, and just, you know, be happy. Learn about herself, have some self-love. To me, that's what Serena, in my opinion, Serena character could have been as the end game, by herself. That's, to me, that was only right. Now you're maybe saying, okay, Serena by herself, what about Nate? Nate could have been with, in my opinion, Jenny. To me, Nate and Jenny was only right, and you would say why. As much as Jenny was acting bitchy, no cap, she was acting like that when she was all over Nate, but to me, he genuinely cared for her. Like look at when the females, the friends Jenny so-called had, took her to get prostituted in the club, and Nate was there. Nate cared. Look at when the guy wanted to take her virginity, she didn't care, but they genuinely cared. Like, don't go doing, he was dead ass like, don't just make anybody, you know, take your stuff. Make sure you do somebody who genuinely care about you. And I think they could have really ended up together. And when I say Eric, I think Eric Jonathan. But yes, y'all, this is it. This is who I think everybody should have ended up with. In my head, it was only right. A lot of people, I read comments and they were saying that they only made Chuck and Blair end up together due to the fact that the fans wanted it. But if these freaking people fought about it like hard, that's, you're basically promoting toxic relationship, like hitting somebody, being abusive, shouting at somebody. Like, no, I mean, things will happen in a relationship, yes, but not that bad. I would not choose that guy, shoot. But anyway, Chuck, other than all of that, Chuck character really developed to be a very good character. I'm not going to lie, he had a lot of character development, but I would not put he and Blair together. No way, boo boo. Okay, so this has come to the end of my video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I would start doing some reviews and stuff. Apparently we're having another Gossip Girl, which I'm super excited for. Maybe I might review it by episode, maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications, honey, because you're getting lit in this video. Okay, bye.